Let me feel your love again. 'Cause I've been running round in circles, screaming out your name. Take me to a different place, just the two of us, and we can stay up all night, kissing under streetlights, doing what we want to, doing what we need to do, staying up all night, everything is alright. Oh, I wanna be with you, oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be that someone who can hold your hand. I don't even know if you can understand how you make me feel. I got you in my head. Oh, I wanna be with you, oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be that someone who can hold your hand. I don't even know if you can understand how you make me feel. I got you in my head. Oh, I wanna be with you, oh, I wanna be with you.
A kitchen deep clean, the living room clean, the master bedroom, the playroom, 3 bathrooms. 3 days later, I finally have it all cleaned. Well, you know, for like 5 minutes or so, and then I'm right back at it. So if you need a little boost to get some of your house clean, then you're in the right spot, because you guys can clean along with me over this 3-day period. I am basically cleaning the entire house, as well as throwing in a little bit of spring decor, kind of a mini prep for that, and a healthy low carb recipe. So this video pretty much has it all, and I'm really glad that you're here to join me. If this is your first time here, my name is Michelle. I have 2 daughters and a husband, and I also have some super exciting news to share. But we'll get to that in just a minute. If you enjoy all types of cleaning motivation, I'm really starting a lot of DIY projects coming up. I do a little bit of home decor. So all the things for your home, if you enjoy any of that type of content, then I really hope that you would join this amazing community and subscribe. You can also go ahead and follow me on Instagram, which is Michelle O'Malley 711, where I also like to share some fun stuff. So I am starting off in the kitchen today, and am going to do a lot of deep cleaning in the kitchen. But I also wanted to mention that this video is sponsored by Roborock. I am trying out their new Dyad wet vacuum, which wet vacuums are one of my favorites. So I'm excited to share that with you. But let's go ahead and get started on these dishes. If you are cleaning along with me, then leave me a comment down below and let me know where you're starting off.
Remember when you told me you believe in something, and you said you're done pretending that fate is patient. Go run away, get it out of your system. Come back when you're older. Go find a place where you can't be the victim, and come back when you're older. Go catch the storm within your broken bones, and be wild, 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 wild.
The 2 dish soaps that I've been using most often to whenever I'm hand washing some of the dishes, because I typically like to hand wash the bigger dishes and not necessarily put them in the dishwasher, are the Dawn Power Wash, not the fresh scent. I like the apple scent better, and also the Method dish soap. So the containers that I'm washing right there. So whenever I organized my refrigerator, I bought a lot of the containers from Amazon. So those are actually for fruit, so that whenever you go to the grocery store and you wash all of your fruit, then you can just stick them in those containers and then put them in the refrigerator, and it's supposed to like help keep them fresher, or maybe just look more organized. I had actually put those in the dishwasher, and it distorted the tops of them, so I actually couldn't fit the lids on anymore. So everything, all the containers that I have, I hand wash them now. I never put them in the dishwasher. I don't know about you guys, if you guys have like a different brand that doesn't like distort the tops of them so that the top can fit on nice and neat, then let me know. But I know that the ones that I have from Amazon are that way.
Go catch
we also have sink racks in our sink, and those are a lifesaver if you're thinking about getting them or are kind of on the fence about getting them, especially with stainless steel, and I know other types of sinks. If you place dishes like directly in the sink, it will scratch the whole bottom, especially the sink that we have. I think when we first bought this house, like I had only put dishes in the sink a few times and I already noticed that it would stain. The water would just sit and stain the bottom of the sink as well as scratch the bottom of the sink. So the sink racks are a lifesaver. But what happens is in the corners of our sink, it gets so gross and disgusting. And I don't know if food or scum or whatever gets stuck in there. So I have to, get into those corners of the sink really, really good, and actually quite often because of how dirty it gets. So the good thing about having round edge sinks is that you don't have to deal with all of the scum and everything getting into the corners of the sink.
Right now I'm standing in a corner. I see you from across the room. It's kinda crowded here, but I know you see me too. Everybody's singing, oh, everybody's singing, oh. I don't know what it is about you. It must be in the way you move. Just say you want me to. We've got nothing to lose. You're looking so old.
So one of the most positive types of feedback I receive on my channel through my comments are that you enjoy that I share so much real life disastrous mess. Now, I do admit that sometimes, especially more in the beginning, it was really hard to show like how dirty my house can get, how fast it can get dirty, how disgusting that it would get. And I don't always prioritize cleaning as my number one thing. So I feel like my house does get a little bit dirtier than most, just because there are areas that I may leave for like a week, like the upstairs playroom. I typically only pick up about once a week. I encourage the girls to do it, but sometimes they don't get it as organized as I want. So sometimes these areas, especially like deep cleaning areas, get more disastrous a lot more often than I would like. So yep, it was definitely harder to share a lot of these at first, thinking that people would think I was disgusting, or like why don't I prioritize this a lot more often? But you know what? I just started sharing it, and the amount of feedback and, relatability that I get really is awesome, because I know that I'm not alone, that sometimes, your house just will get dirty, and sometimes this, the stove or like the kitchen just, you fall behind on some of these tasks. But, hopefully these videos are an encouragement to help you know that, you're not alone in this, and that it's completely normal, at least for me, to just take it one day at a time, know that I'm doing the absolute best that I can, and just share the journey along with you. And hopefully you guys find that helpful.
When I look at you smile, I don't know how, but it feels like I'm drunk on you. It feels like I'm drunk on you. It feels like I'm drunk on you. Oh! Baby, let me love you, let me love you. Let me love you, let me love you. Baby, let me love you, let me love you. Let me love, let me love, let me love you. Let me love you.
I'm out of reasons, I'm out of rhyme, but I'll only tell you that I'm out of time. I'm sick of love songs, I'm tired of this, and I wanna tell you straight just like it is.
You'll notice that this is a second coffee pot. So I just cleaned up the Nespresso, which is the coffee maker that I use every single morning. And Chris is my husband, and he does not like the Nespresso. So he sticks to the old-fashioned Keurig. And we always have to buy 2 separate K-cups or whatever, coffee cups. We have to get, we have our 2 separate coffee machines, and we just prefer it that way. It works best for us. So every time I clean both, I always ask you guys to let me know in the comments below, which team are you on? Are you team Nespresso or are you team Keurig?
I'm out of patience, I'm out of feels, but I guess I'm waiting around for something real. I'm going crazy, like what's the deal? 'Cause I want you to show me what you feel. You're watching me like you want me, but you're still holding back, still holding back.
So we've been in this house for, well, this summer will be 7 years, and one of my most prized possession is getting the white cabinets whenever they were super trending. And I love the white, it just brightens up the kitchen. And now the trends are moving towards either two-toned or white with the natural wood, or a different color island, which I absolutely am loving that trend as well. But one thing I noticed with the white cabinets is you definitely have to clean them a lot more often, because if anything drips on them, then it's easy to see, right there. So from far away, you can't tell, but from close up, you can definitely tell. So I don't clean the cabinets as much as I should, but I definitely try to get to it when I can.
You can get, show me your love, leave me breathless, breathless.
Okay, so I promised y'all a really big announcement, and I know whenever I see anything that says big announcement, then I think of 3 things, and maybe you guys thought of this too. One is that you're moving, because you do a lot of cleaning, you do a lot of home stuff, so you're moving houses. The second thing I instantly think of is that you bought a property that you are going to be renovating, or it's a second property, or something along those lines. And the third thing that I think of when I hear big announcement is that you're expecting another baby. So I will say that it is one of those things, and I'll let you guys kind of guess first before I officially tell you.
Breathe in my ear, 'cause I cannot see no deal. Feeling like home, but should it be like this? Locked up in your dome, I fight for you. What do I, every time you call my name, what do I, you're whipping me.
So for the granite, I'm using the 7th generation spray. I typically use the Jaws spray, but I broke the handle on the top, so I can't squirt it. So I'm using the 7th generation. Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to start doing is incorporating more of the spring decor, even though this isn't my official spring decorating, but I couldn't take it anymore. So I went to Hobby Lobby and got some different floral arrangements when everything was 50% off. And then the vase I got from Home Goods. So the first thing that I'm doing here to make my own floral arrangement is I am adding some of the greenery at the bottom. And because these are really long stems, I just bent them. So I bought 4 of the long greenery stems, and that's what I'm kind of starting off with as the base. The next thing that I got were a group of these roses, and those I actually got from Home Goods. I think it was under $10 for 3 of the really long big stems. And then the next thing I got were some like smaller stems. I'm not really sure what flowers they are, but I picked up a couple of them from Hobby Lobby and I'm kind of filling those in. And then I got one big arrangement also from Hobby Lobby, and those are more of like the white roses. So I kind of stuck those in at the end, and then I just spread everything out, and I think that it made a really beautiful floral arrangement for pretty decent price. For my spring clean and decorate video, which I will have out in just a couple of weeks, probably sometime the beginning of March, I'll be making some more kind of DIY flower arrangements so that you guys have some ideas where you can like put up some arrangements around your house. But next, I'm moving on to the living room, and I had originally planned to do a deep clean in the living room as well, but everywhere else in the house was such a mess that I figured that I would just wait and do it the following week. So next week's video, I'll have more of a living room deep clean, and here I'm just going to kind of pick up and then vacuum up the couch a little bit. That way I can focus on a lot of the laundry and some other areas of the house. The vacuum that I'm using here is the Dyson. It's one of the older models, the V7, and we've actually had to replace the battery on it, like actually order a new battery because it stops charging, but we just feel like they are the most powerful, and I say we because my husband likes to sometimes vacuum as well. So we have that one, and we also have the Tinco, which we like both of them. The Tinco is a little bit more affordable, but actually this older model is pretty affordable as well. So we just switch out the attachment, and as you can see, we have a black lab. Her name is Piper, and she is 13 years old. She's almost 14, and you know, she likes to rub up against the couch, and whenever you have light couches, I mean, you know, you just see the dog hair. So that's why I typically vacuum the couch as much as possible. She also likes to lay up on this side as well. So the Pet Pro vacuum we feel like is really powerful in vacuuming up all the dog hair, as you can see, which is all around the couch.
Isn't this the good life? Sitting on the front porch, sipping on the rocks, citrus in our beverages, citrus in our beverages.
And then to vacuum up the rug, it's the same vacuum. I just switched out the attachment on it.
It's all lies. You know it is all lies. On and on it goes, round and round the rodeo. Breathing out air for a minute, taking my time to begin with. On and on it goes, swinging down.
Next, in this little area over here, I have two vases, and those are kind of like wintry sticks in them, but I brought out some of the other vases that I had previously. Also, these stems I had from Hobby Lobby. Those vases are from Home Goods, so I'm going to kind of put them right there for now. I'm going to actually switch out this whole area and kind of redesign it. I don't know when yet. I have an idea of the things I want. I'm just waiting for them to go on sale first, and then kind of switch out that whole section. But I have waited this long to share the exciting news with you guys. So as I'm cleaning up this area, I'll go ahead and share it. So we are, if you chose option number 3, then you are correct. We are expecting baby number 3. So at the time of recording this, we do not know the gender yet, but we are actually finding out the gender this weekend. So next week, I will actually be cleaning, prepping, getting prepared for the gender reveal party, which we're just having some close friends and family come over to our house, and we're going to pop the cannons to see what it is. So if you're new here, I have 2 girls already. So We do not know if it's going to be a boy or a girl. We're super excited. Either way, it kind of doesn't matter to us. A boy would be great, but a girl, we kind of already have that routine going on, and we have all the stuff, all the things. But one thing is that I am terrified to have 3 kids. So if you are a mom of 3 that are somewhat close in age, then give me some tips, give me some advice. What are some of the hard things that you struggled with? Or, you know, give me some of the easy things or exciting things that come with having 3. So after this, we are pretty much done. I do not want any more kids. I think that we are so blessed for, you know, the 2 that we have and the 1 that we have on the way. So we are just super excited. But I'll share more details a little bit later on in this video. Right now, I am getting some of the laundry picked up, switched. Trying to keep up with laundry is so much work. But as I get that going, next thing I'm going to do is work on the floors. So next, I'm excited to share the Roborock Dyad dry and wet vacuum. And if you're not familiar with what a wet and dry vacuum is, it actually vacuums and mops the floors all at the same time. And what's really unique about this vacuum is that it is by far the only one in the market that has 2 roller cleaners. They spin at opposite directions, making it easy to pick up dirt and spills in between. So the multiple roller design with the Dyad power motors covers one area twice. Having a wet vacuum allows you to save so much time, especially if you have large floor areas like I do. Our whole downstairs is pretty much hardwood floors, so having this helps you handle wet and dry areas at the same time. So it's basically vacuuming up and sucking up all of the dirt and dust, as well as mopping at the same time. All you have to do is fill up that canister with some water and then begin mopping. The Dyad leaves dirt no place to hide because it has an edge-to-edge rare roller, bringing cleaning right into the corners of the walls. So for me, all of that dirt and hidden dog hair, it's easy to clean it up right in those corners. And here you can see those dual roller blades in action. Having the dual rollers, I have noticed, make this Dyad extremely powerful. Also, having that flexible angle head helps whip around, making light work of getting around furniture or like getting around the cabinet space like I have to really easy. Right there, I accidentally knocked the cup over on the table and spilt one of the girls' milk. So this makes it super easy for spot cleaning, either smaller or big messes, whether or not they're wet or dry. Having this powerful wet vacuum really does save you so much time because you're not having to get out a vacuum up all your floors, and then turn around and pull out a mop and having it so dirty. This is so easy because just with a click of a button, it will go into self-cleaning mode where it will clean out the roller brushes as well as bring all of the dirt and dust it's collected into the dirty water canisters. And all you have to do is empty out the dirty canister and the filter. So as you can see, our floors were pretty bad. So I just emptied out the dirty canister, and you can see all of the dog hair and all of the dry mess that it picked up along with all of the water. So this is definitely a one-of-a-kind wet vacuum, and I do have a link down below if you want to check out the Roborock Dyad. Be sure to use the link down in the description box to get one of your own.
Lights are shining bright. My friends are in the club. We'll go all night. I see you in the back. The mood is right. If I just had your number, I would let you know how I feel. You walk up to me, start dancing to the music and the chase, like this was meant to be.
For For the laundry, I typically use the Method laundry detergent as well as those color catcher sheets. What those do is that if you tend to mix your whites and your dark clothes together, then you just put one of those sheets in there. They kind of look like dryer sheets and they help with the color so that the color doesn't bleed on to other clothes. It will help bleed onto that sheet instead.
It's all about us. There's some magic in your eyes, can't get enough. Feel your hands, the way you're touching me around my neck. Got chills down my back, you do it right. The way you're holding me, no, I don't want this moment to stop. No need to fight it, I cannot hide it. We won't regret.
I know I typically say this in every video, but I always fold the clothes on our bed. And I have that little basket there because I fold the girls' clothes KonMari style, and then I will separate them. One side is for Sailor, my 4-year-old, and then the other side is for Savannah, my 2.5-year-old. And then everything that needs to be hung up, I just kind of place on the top, and then I'll bring it upstairs and sort it out there. Once it's already done and folded, it's just so much easier. And I typically segregate all of their like pajamas into one pile, all of their dresses into one pile, and then all of their like shorts and shirts into one pile. And then that's how I go through all of the laundry and then begin folding. As a family of 4, I feel like we go through so much laundry. Like sometimes we'll wear 1 to 2 piece of clothing a day, so everything is just piles up, and I feel like I'm never caught up on laundry. Do you guys typically like do a load every single day and you're like always caught up, or do you feel like you are kind of like me and always behind? So now I am moving on to the bathrooms. I have 3 bathrooms to clean. This is the guest bathroom downstairs. The master bedroom is downstairs as well, and then the master bathroom is downstairs as well, and then upstairs I never clean that bathroom because nobody really goes in there. So that little scrubber I got from Amazon a couple weeks ago, and it's actually like a silicone rubber scrubber opposed to like the brush one. So I really like it. It was pretty affordable on Amazon, and I feel like it cleans very well. Someone else commented that you have the same toilet bowl cleaner brush and you also like it.
Every night I'm going on the grid, texting back, I want you, hit you up, I'm on the other side, I miss you, take you off, I came here way too strong, cannot keep it low key. Got me drugged, your pheromones hit the roof. Auto, your taste. It's really a bad reception out there. Where you heading? Why ain't gravity pulling you in closer to me? I've lost you, but I need you, and you're off my radar now.
This is our upstairs bathroom that I said that no one hardly ever uses. You can tell that the lighting is so different. We hadn't switched the bulbs to like the bright white light, so that's why everything looks yellowish. Every time I come up here, I just cringe because I can't believe I forget to clean the toilet in this. So when the water just sits there, it just puts these like rings around the toilet. I mean, you're probably familiar with that, but for some reason in our house, they always turn like this pink color. So luckily it's super easy to scrub up, but I feel like it happens so fast. Like I could not clean the toilet for like maybe a week or even less, and then it already has the ring around it. So when I wait like a month or something, or even longer before I get up to this toilet and think about cleaning it, then the ring around just gets really, really bad. So that's why it looked so disgusting.
That I need you, but you're off my radar now. I'm like an outcast from pillar to post. There's no denial, I'm chasing ghosts. I'm like an outcast from pillar to post, hitting you up, but I'm stuck on hold. It's really a bad reception out there. Where you heading? Why ain't gravity pulling you in closer to me? Yeah, I lost you. need you, but you're off my radar now. I've lost you. I've lost you. I keep on looking for you.
The last time that I did a deep clean on our bathroom, which was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I used the black light. And if you hadn't seen that video, I encourage you to check it out. It's super motivating, but basically I ordered this black light online, and well, of course there's stickers all over the counter too, but I ordered this black light on Amazon because I was trying to figure out what I could do to detect, like, if there was bacteria or dirt or anything on, you know, the surfaces that we can't see, and if some of these cleaners actually do a really good job. So I found this black light on Amazon, and it basically said that it helps detect like pet urine, scorpions, I don't know, all kinds of stuff that you can't see with the naked eye. So basically what I did was I went to all of the bathrooms and shut the lights off, and then used the black light to detect how good of a job I was actually cleaning my bathroom, and it was horrible. I did a horrible job. So I also used it on the rugs upstairs, or on the carpet upstairs, to detect where our dog might have had an accident, and I helped, you know, clean up some of those spots. So if you hadn't checked out that video, I'll link it down below. It's actually really good, and the responses that I've gotten from y'all also doing the same thing is pretty cool. So don't forget to check that one out. Next, I'm moving on to the upstairs, which surprisingly is not terrible. I'm just going to organize a few spots here and there.
Wanna hit the reverse on what's broken. Can we be strangers again, start fresh like a morning?
So I mentioned in my last video that I'm currently reading Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I talked all about habit 1 in the last video, and now habit 2 I've gotten to, which is begin with the end in mind. So habit 1 kind of briefly talks about you being the creator of your own destiny, while habit 2, begin with the end of mind, talks about your first creation. It talks about how people tend to be money, possession, career, or pleasure centered, where it's actually better to be principle centered and creating principles that define you. Whenever you feel off track and caught up in your day-to-day busy life, he talks about creating a mission statement that focuses on 3 things, which are character, who do you want to be, contribution, what do you want to do, and achievements, what are those core values and principles that govern your character. Visualize who you want to be and what you want to do, and repeatedly tell yourself positive affirmations of how you can and will get there. We're constantly tired, stressed, overworked, exhausted, but don't let those things set you off track for what you really want to accomplish and do. As I continue reading the book, I'll definitely share some more insight and helpful tips from it. I definitely have been needing all of the motivation, especially the last several weeks. I have just been so exhausted, tired, sick, trying to get through every single day, trying to keep up, not having the same energy that I did several months ago. So I completely understand those of you that might also be struggling. But next week, I'm super excited to be doing the gender reveal and sharing so much more details. I'll be deep cleaning before then, and then I'll show you some insight of the crawfish boil and also the reveal. So make sure you are subscribed with that. So the very last thing I wanted to show you is some healthy recipes. I tend to like lower carb, healthy recipes, and these are some Italian stuffed peppers with easy ingredients. All I'm using are some mini bell peppers, some ground turkey, some spices, an onion, and a can of tomato sauce. So the first thing you do is put some olive oil on the pan, cut up a chopped onion. I think we just used about a half of an onion here, and then added the ground turkey to the pan, mixed it with the onion, and then waited 5 to 7 minutes for all of that to cook. Once everything was cooked, then we went ahead and drained the extra juice. I have that little green thing that is super handy. It helps drain the juice without having to use a strainer and having to wash and clean all of that out. But the next thing that I do is add about 1/2 cup of cream cheese and mix that with the meat. So I advise adding some extra spices to it. The ones that we made here turned out a little bit bland. I had to add some additional spices. So here, while we're mixing all of the cream cheese together, I added some basil and oregano, which are, some Italian spices to it, but I would recommend adding probably some more salt and pepper or even more. So the next thing I do is I wash all of the vegetables. I just use some of the Fit vegetable washer, and then once those are all clean, then I will get all of the mini peppers out and then cut the stems off. And then once you're done cutting the stems off, you can just get a spoon and kind of de-seed it. Once you've done all of that, then you get the mixture and just start stuffing all of the peppers. Once you have stuffed all of the peppers, what I did here was I actually added the peppers directly to the pan, but what I should have probably done was add the sauce first and then put the peppers in the sauce. That's how I've cooked it before. I think I just forgot this time and added all the peppers and then added the can of tomato sauce on top. So you can do it either way, but anyways, it turned out amazing. And please subscribe. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next week.
8, 7, 6, 5.